Yo, you there?
Do you guys see
Oh,
me? No.
yeah, it's a little buggy though.
Send it to. Let me. Yo, should I do it on your phone? Yeah. Let me send that. Oh, all right. So perfect. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Very, very good. Uh, the weather out here is perfect.
I mean, I could just let you go ahead and like introduce yourself to everybody. Upload it back into the school.
Perfect. So the question, which is, who am I, and why should people listen to me? That's the question that you texted me. So, basically, this is pretty simple. I mean, Smith is probably the only other person I know who's like I'm 19, Smith, you're 17, right?
Yeah.
So Smith is the only other dude I know who's kind of on this wavelength at this age in in like multiple facets, not just in terms of business and making money, but the way I kind of see his mind operates and everything. So I'll tell you this: I started when I was like I always had visions or like I always wanted to I had ambitions to kind of go ahead and make something, right? I wanted to be the best fucking person in the world. But I was kind of fucking around when I was 15, 16, which is not a bad thing. I mean, a lot. The reason why I'm able to be like, I don't give a shit about college. I don't give a shit about this. I don't give a shit about, like, I can be in places like this, everybody's sipping cocktails, and I don't care about any alcohol. I don't care about whatever, is because I kind of already had my basic phase, right? So, okay, 15, 16, got rid of that, and I kind of imploded. Once I imploded, I was able to fully just like make a decision, and that one decision changed my life. So that one decision was the fact that because I was trying, you guys, like probably a lot of you guys on this call are trying. Like you're watching some videos, like you're watching. You got some online mentors, you got some people helping you out, you got some goals. Maybe you're trying, but you're not fully aligned. This part right here is for you guys. So I literally was like a mix of a whole bunch of shit. People pissing me off, people not respecting me the way I wanted to, me not feeling the way I wanted to feel like inside. I was like, bro, you know what? I'm fucking I'm about to enter the process. I looked at it as like a process. I'm about to enter the process where today's a new day, tomorrow's a new day. Every single step of the way, it's growing 1%, and I'm not gonna fucking stop until I get what I want. That was before I even realized that it's not that there actually isn't really any end goal because now I have all the goals and all the shit I wanted back when I made that 2 years ago. But going back to that point, I would say that uh, yeah, I just fully entered like self improvement like fucking crazy, almost too hard. Like I wouldn't recommend the shit that I was doing. Would be the best thing to do for everybody here. I also know Smith went through some crazy, just like this grinding of the bone, and I would
Yeah.
say that's important. Like we're just like it's at a point like not even very productive where you're just watching like 8 hours of fucking videos because you don't really have a business to work on yet. But and like doing all these like grinding your subconscious mind and just no matter what you're isolated. No matter what you're not having one bit of sugar, not one bit of uh, uh, like you staying fully disciplined and cutting out all your habits. So although I am kind of on a more disciplined point now, I would say that that was like a really good phase of my life where I did not recognize myself after 6 months ish, which then allowed me to be like, all right, well, now let me start making money. Now let me start, getting. I did went through the internal growth, and I kind of shed the skin of my old self and created this new self, hopped on the process. That's when I was able to be like, all right, well, let me fucking build the external, right? So I tried all the different business models. I tried I tried everything though, even vending machines. Like I was cold calling all the bitches. I tried Amazon FBA before I even realized that. Yeah, I'd probably have to invest a bunch of money into inventory, all this. Well, the business model which worked for me was something called dropshipping, and I'm not here to go ahead and promote this or whatever. I know you guys are doing your own thing, so I'm not going to say all the perks of it. It worked really well for me because I didn't have much experience. It worked really well for me because it was pretty simple to get going and it didn't require money to invest. So I got that going. Long story short, as time went on, that worked for me. Started people around me, start to build like a mini micro personal brand, smaller than Smith has right now. But just like teaching it to people, and still in terms of I'm speaking on the business wise because all throughout here I'm growing in so many different ways in myself. So there's like the physical part, then the spiritual growth, and after there's also like the external character growth. This is when you get really into reading books about understanding how to influence people, understanding like the like character traits, understanding confidence, charisma, all this stuff. So these are all different formats of self improvement. It's not just one. Like these are all different blocks. You gotta make sure that the whole puzzle is built. But um, so my goals went from trying to make like 10K per month to 50K per month. I branched out my friend's PR agency over in Chicago, pretty successful business. I started like an info product agency thing with influencers. What you guys see, I'm sure you guys all hear like the growth operator shit. I actually was on that, doing that with a bunch of people like last year, before people were talking about it. So I was doing all this, and I was like really managing. I was just like on like the business wave. So just trying to become the best version of myself, being on the business wave. I kind of want to be like the Iman style, like just fucking wake up, talk to like my fucking 10 employees. Like that's kind of what I was really fucking with. Um, and then about I would say like 5 months ago from here, I just straight up got like fully aligned. I just got on this crazy alignment path, which was like I did do some mini courses for Etsy. I did help people in the past with different things. So I had an idea of this, but I was like, you know what? What's actually my gift? What's actually always came to me easy. What people always said my thing was, and it's aligned with what I want to do moving forward, which is my personal brand. I realized that it's actually like helping people, working with people, um, helping them achieve their goals, all these different things. That's when I kind of started opening up my mentorship. And now, long story short, that works really well. So I do business things with them, self development. We do calls like this. Uh, where I also get on special guests to get Smith on one of them as well. So I got this mentorship with these people are building amazing relationships with me, helping them out in different ways. I even give things like placements. I literally get people on 10K per month opportunities uh, from different friends of mine that are hiring. I'm like affiliating a lot of things, and I also do one-on-one coaching. So now I have like two main things. So why should you listen to me as well? Is I'm not just helping people that are kind of in positions where I've been in before, which is great, but everybody's doing that. Like literally for my one-on-one coaching, I'm working with people that already are way older than me, way older, like I would say like 10 years, up to 10 years older than me, uh, but people that are pretty much older than me, people that are making good like more money than me, more money than other people I know, like pretty good amount of money because they're able to pay me, for my time and everything. And I'm going really deep into them with mindset things like and health things. And I can't really put it into like a category because it's like it's niche stuff. It's like it's dependent on each person. So I don't know how I can just get on the phone with these guys and manage to give them exactly fix what they need to get to the next level. Like one of my clients, for example, he came to me. He was already kind of doing crypto. He's already making 30K a month on Shopify and all that. In the first month of us working together, he doubled his Shopify store, and I think he made like so he had like 40K in crypto, but he made like 30K in one of the days. So he made like 300K in crypto in the last month. And I know crypto's been pumping, but that's just the money part. Like he got so much more dialed in on himself, where his internal paradigm was better, which led to an external paradigm getting better. But I basically got him dialed in way more on his health, way more on his kind of on his routines, on the way on his psychology, on things that were lacking, and just took him to the next level. There's so many different levels you can get to. I'm sure a lot of you guys, the fact that you're even here, you're working on yourself all the time. You could be fucking around on a Sunday doing nothing, but you're here tuning in to try to grow yourself. So all you guys are in a better position than average amount of people. So yes, congrats to yourself. But no matter what you're thinking, how good I am at this age, whatever, so many different ways you can just keep on optimizing.
Quick question for you, Leo. When you say you found alignment, what exactly does alignment mean for everybody who doesn't really know?
Bro, so it's kind of like I'm gonna dive into this like this little side topic. So I did this will be like an extreme example where you guys will know what I mean, and maybe you guys can look at different ways of how you can navigate and make these decisions for yourself. So yes, I did go have a major path switch when I went from kind of degeneracy to full on self improvement and the $1 billion path, right? But then even during that, about halfway, um, halfway between that starting point and now, I was trying to do some acting stuff as well, getting some little little things here and there. A lot of people liked me, and but I thought it was just I just wanted to make money. I just wanted to become successful, and I was so I kind of found myself a little bit weighing from side to side. So still towards the goal of pure success, power, and influence, and all this freedom, all this that I wanted. But I would kind of sometimes sway where when I was had this movie business thing going on, my friend he sold, so I owned, was such I still do, a small percentage of his production company, which he sold which got me really interested into the industry. He sold this TV show he was writing for like 3 years ish for 5 to 8 million per episode. I did know I want to have a great impact into the world, and I did know I was going to end up helping people eventually that way from getting in a good position. But I was kind of like still thinking about hedonism and all that. I didn't really care that like I wasn't fully on like working with people, helping people, and kind of doing God's work type of thing. I would just wanted to become super successful, powerful, and all that. And then that's when I came to that alignment is when it was kind of like I felt like I wasn't operating for myself, but I was operating outside of myself. So I was operating from fully from like a higher power, fully like connected to the source type of thing. Where when I'm doing my work, when I'm even telling you guys these type of things right now, I'm like not in I'm like not here physically. Like I'm not thinking about, oh yeah, like this is gonna this is gonna help out my career and what I'm doing and all this shit. Like I'm literally just purely like being a vessel for a message which is like a greater message, which all you guys can find your own greater message, all you guys can find your own greater purpose. But it's like a fully internal feeling where it's like I don't even care about that anymore, honestly. So the deal got reversed. I don't know if you guys know about this a writer strike which went on, but a deal for like a year. There's a lot of movies being paused, things being paused. The deal got reversed because the the production company which bought it, which signed the budget, they went bankrupt. So then there was this like couple months period where I was like over in Europe. I met kind of like a mentor of mine with now, which is this is why you guys should invest into networks and as much as possible just invest in yourself, get yourself into the right places. Because I just this one person I met from this network, from this one thing I learned, made a major difference in my life. So I was in Europe, I met him. He would just had this crazy energy, like this crazy energy about it. Like almost like I just met this dude because of some different reason, right? And you guys need to be aware of and these type of energies, and you guys need to cling on to these people and listen to the message, because one of the biggest messages he told me is the fact that like someone like almost like a godly source wants to tell you something, but not all the time. But like sometimes these sources can't tell you things that, like how the fuck like, you're not going to hear something. It's either someone tells it to you, you notice a bunch of signs and you make your own pictures, but this dude straight up told it to me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this guy because I'm feeling something different right now. He was an extremely famous person in Australia, in LA. He went through all the shit in the industries. He had the fucking demonic tattoos, which I was asking him about and all that. And he's a fucking cheat. Like he only travels like the most expensive fucking $15,000 Emirates seats. You can imagine all that. Like, I was like, I'm gonna listen to this guy, right? So he told me all the stories he went into Hollywood and everything, and how now what he's doing is like completely different. And one of the things I told him when we were having this conversation is, bro, I actually, this thing was supposed to happen and this thing got reversed. And yeah, I take that chair. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. So, and this deal got reversed. So, and then I actually told him, I was like, but actually, I feel like that happened for the best. And I heard myself, and he was like, so you're saying that, oh, like you want everybody wants money, right? Imagine you guys sitting there, think like saying to yourself, like I could have $1 million right now doing this, but actually I don't, and I'm not gonna go back to the. And I feel like it's for the best it didn't happen because now I'm doing this.
Up, losing this or that, you always end up within 5 months. You end up better in a better position than you were a couple months ago. So if you can turn, all you have to do is just wait. You can acknowledge the emotions. You can think about it. You can try and dissect the problem as much as you can. But if you have the skill and the ability to just sit there, analyze the problem, and be patient and wait a couple months, you will realize that it is the greatest thing that will ever happen to you 99% of the time.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say this because I also realize we're on a call right here. It's not like we're chatting in person. So I know that there might be a little bit limited time, or you guys might be at the comfort of your own home. So I'm gonna make this a little bit quicker. So the point is, at that major perspective shift, which is when I was still trying to coach people a little bit and doing these mentoring things. That's when I was like, honestly, if I'm feeling this way, what's the point of me going back? Right? Let me just go fully on this. And that is like an amazing. That's when it's like not even about certain things. That's that feeling I told you, like that internal alignment. All right. So Smith is probably feels that in a certain way because of what he's doing with you guys. You guys can feel that in many different ways where you just got to you're going to end up going through it and then you're going to realize it. So just a quick message for you guys to note in your head as you guys get yourself into the right positions, as you guys try the best you can to level up and grow and learn more about yourself and stay as aware as possible in your mind and become more successful. Listen to when you realize that, and whenever you're gonna have to make those decisions, because those decisions, it's always gonna be kind of more your intuition and something greater, which is always gonna win. Because, for example, I go out into here we got some cool people here. We got some cool people out here today. But I was at this when I landed in Miami last weekend. My friends took me out to this place. I was like, all right, I'll go. But there was a bunch of people like dancing around yachts, and obviously, so these are people with money. But then I'm like looking around, and like me, 19, who can straight up say like I would not trade lives with anybody. I'm looking around, and then so there's this like fat dude, definitely rich as fuck. I mean, he has hot girls around him. He has a $100,000 watch. He has a big ass table. But I'm like looking at him. I'm looking at other dudes like dude with like a big ass stomach. Like he looks like he should be with his kids right now, but he's like kind of on some drugs or whatever. Just like so, a lot of people do have money, but they're not. So they're not. I can tell they're probably not like happy. But other people, but then there's like a completely opposite, different side of this, where people tell me a lot like, "Yo, like you're working so much, like." Do you not ever enjoy like just sit down and enjoy? And I'm like, I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now so much more than if I was just sitting there not doing shit. Do you realize that there's also the people that do have all the money, do have all the freedom, do have all the influence, do have all the power and everything that they want to do, but they take care of themselves. They are at they live at the highest level in all aspects of life. They take care of people around them. They are they might be sacrificing a lot and finding purpose and fulfillment through their fulfillment over happiness. That's kind of another thing. That what about those guys? that is the highest level of living. So
I think it's
money
especially to do with you know, when you were talking about, you know, the fat guy who obviously he has a lot of money, but when you were talking about when Andrew Tate, right? He always says he's the richest guy in the world. And you're always everybody wants to point out, oh well, this guy Jeff Bezos has this much money, and you know this guy. I'm like, Jeff Bezos is not the richest guy in the world. If you genuinely think about it, if you think that being rich is just your net worth because you have equity in a company, me right? While you were talking about earlier, I do ecom. Sure, selling fucking products to consumers makes me money and everything, but that's not going to leave me fulfilled long term. I literally have on my whiteboard right here, one of my goals this year is to genuinely inspire 500 young men, which is not like, oh man, nice content, or hey dude, cool video. Genuinely getting messages from people. Yeah, genuinely getting messages from people. I've had a couple all so far, which is amazing, but like tangible proof that I'm changing people's lives with the content that I'm making. So if you think that you want to get rich and everything, trust me, the moment you're making money, you'll be sitting here, like you'll be sitting in the same room, you'll be doing the same shit day to day, and you'll be like, oh, well fuck. This didn't really change much, did it? So now I have to go find something else to do. Because once you start making money, it's literally just numbers on your screen. So you have to go actually out and do stuff. You could be making, bro, I guarantee you guys, if I give you $1 million in your bank account, you wouldn't fucking do it. Like you would just wake up and do the same shit. So that's, once you start making money.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and to add on, I'm going to add on like a couple things just to close off this convo really well, and then we can maybe go into some other stuff specific to some of you guys. Well, this is all extremely specific. I mean, these are the types of convos that I could tell you when I'm with very high level people, like these are the convos we have. It's not gossiping, it's not this, it's just like fucking crazy shit. And what I will say is that a little kind of correction, which you might find Smith, or you might kind of agree with this, which is it's not as much about buying the cars or all that, which is stupid. It's kind of whatever you do, kind of see what intention you're doing it with, and what like block is that moving for? Like what purpose is that going towards? So if you want to buy that to be like fuck you, whatever, to like people, your old homies or people that were jealous, or just to prove yourself, then that's not really going to do anything. But also, if you're maybe like using that where it's like me having this will show like which I do this with a lot of things. It's like I got so much things going through my mind. Like I can be in such nice places, I can do whatever, and there's just so much things going on in my mind. It's like I just want to. I don't even remember I was there. But honestly, if I'm gonna have one story up on my thing today, it's gonna be me doing this really cool thing, because I know that would make 16-year-old me want to listen a little bit more. So it's kind of like, if you do have the really nice car, if you do whatever, like think about, for example, the Bugatti, bro. Think about how much the Bugatti got people to listen to Tate. Now, although he could have invested that money somewhere else, whatever, not only did that make him a lot fucking so much more money back, but it got a lot of people to listen. So you can kind of manage different things, but this is the same thing. And when he was doing that, he didn't know his purpose. And when you know your purpose, when you know the bigger mission, then you can curate your entire life towards that. You can optimize everything to go towards the towards the common goal. Now when I travel, I'm able to like show people that actually you don't have to get a 9 to 5. You don't have to do this. You can make money online. You can do all this stuff, and you can be free. And I can show that to people. So not only am I enjoying it for myself, I honestly enjoy more when the fact that I'm able to post.
I just finished it for the 8th time, and it always talks about purpose, and I was like, what the fuck is my purpose? And then the more that I worked, the more that I figured out and just did shit, that is when I found out my purpose. So if you guys don't know what your purpose is right now, that's fine. You guys all know a good gist of what you need to do on your day to day. So you can't be focused on, don't use the fact that you don't know what your purpose is as a cope or a cop out. Just do what the fuck you need to do, and you will find your purpose over time. Keep in mind, Most fucking 30-year-olds don't know their purpose. All right? So, obviously we're all ahead of the game here. We're years and years ahead of the game, but most 30-year-olds don't know their purpose. So, if you don't know your purpose by like 18, like you are fine. Okay? Just keep doing what you need to do and you will find it eventually. But you are going to
So
find it faster.
yeah, exactly. And here's what I got to say about that. You're 100% right with the fact that if you try to go right away towards that, that sometimes people are just searching their whole lives, but also they they find the wrong one. So you can't go searching for it. What you got to do is you got to put yourself in the positions where where it will find you. So there's one thing people say, the path illuminates as you walk, but when I found like a precursor to my uh for example, when I realized God, when I started believing God, was not when I was like went to went to go read a bunch of Bibles and study things on YouTube. Like, is God real? Is God real? God, are you real? No, I got in a fucking car crash where I almost died because I was in the middle seat, and the only reason I didn't die because like I some for some reason put my hand there. All that broke was my hand. Everybody else got fucked up, and I saved my friend's life. And I literally saw the light. And then after that, I was like, shit, God is real. Because I was like, okay, well, maybe I am here for a greater reason. So that's when I figured. That's when I, for example, found God. Same thing when I found when I found like a precursor to my purpose was when I was going through that grinding in my brain. I was going so hard on self development, and the people around me still didn't really fully catch up, and it fucking pissed me off. And I was arguing with my family. You don't understand. I'm not going to college. I'm not doing this shit. Boom, crying in the shower like I'm gonna fucking. And then it just fucking hit me, bro. And I was like, actually, hold up. I want to do something. I want to just impact lives. Cool. And then on and on. As I kept on trying to, become successful and this and that, it took me losing this money and then going through here and then meeting these people and then all that, not with the intention of let me find my purpose, but then just putting myself out there and then it found me. So in moments of implosion becomes creation. How is the Big Bang? How do people say the Big Bang was created? Right. So same thing like with everything else. Same thing with the muscle. It's like you gotta fucking strain it and then that's how it grows, right? You don't just like, I want to I want to build my muscle, just eat a bunch, right? That's eating a bunch is just like the awareness part. Like you got to actually put it in the position, which is you got to create the straining of the muscle, right? But you guys get what I'm saying for everything else. So back to that, yeah. Continue to do these things for you guys. I will say, um, I feel like you guys are like digesting a lot right now, and you're seeing 10 steps ahead, which is great. Step you guys are on right now. What is a step you guys are on right now, an obstacle you're kind of going through, which you feel like you would need some help with in any way, shape, or form? Or maybe Smith,
Yeah.
remember the two other questions that you had written down
What
at
do you
all.
got really quick though? Do
You
you
want to
guys
say
have
one?
any questions? You're here. Could you just type it in the call chat cuz you keep like the it keeps going in and out. I think the connection's a little bad.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like really specific stuff. Um, I can go into where it's like you guys like these are the things I've learned whether from myself in my own experiences, from other mentors, from talking with high level people and spending a lot of money investing, going to the right places, uh, and like these like realizations or like diving really deep into books and all that, which people don't talk about because on YouTube most of the time, I know Smith is putting some really valuable stuff, but most of the time you guys are going to see like the top 10 things or the this and the that, unless it's like a really long podcast. Like it's all going to be obviously they want more views, so they're going to present it in different ways. So I do have like so many things I would like to kind of go into where you guys to the point where I don't really know exactly where to start, but also most of the time you don't even know that you need to hear this thing, or you don't even know that like there's no way for you to ask, can you tell me the answer to this? It's like kind of I need to be able to diagnose what this thing is and then tell you exactly the thing which would be like dude, that's exactly it type of thing. Or like in terms of what you got to do, or in terms of the way you were thinking about it, or try this next time, or do this instead. So, so in order for me to be able to diagnose, I got to know, what the
He says, when it comes to reprogramming your subconscious mind, do you do any affirmations or visualizations?
okay, really good question. So when I was starting out, I did a lot of affirmations, and you guys should, depending on the stage that you're at. If you guys really just your like mindset is so like, if you guys are trying to reverse some shit, like a lot of like an identity, uh, you're just really trying to kind of do a 360. Yes, you got to do affirmations. If you guys are in your first year of self improvement, you got to do affirmations in some way, shape, or form. But then it kind of it kind of depends on what happens. Sometimes the affirmations, if you like always do it, like in the morning, and now I'm gonna say my 10, 20 affirmations. Sometimes that can actually be like counterproductive, because you're kind of going against things which you already know, and then it's kind of making you like, oh wait, I don't have these things, and it's like a whole like really advanced game where it's like goes against law of assumption kind of. But
Daniel, really quick. Daniel asked in the chat, what are affirmations?
affirmations, I was actually about to say this, so this should answer your question. So, but then comes the part where affirmations are just like one out of five different forms of shifting your subconscious mind. So affirmations are basically just auto suggestion or self suggestion, right? So when people think about affirmations, they're thinking like, now I'm going to go in the mirror and I'm going to say, I'm powerful, I'm confident, I can do this, I can do that. So that is, yes, that is affirmation. But also all throughout the fucking day, something is happening. How do you hold your frame? I can fucking kill this. I don't give a fuck. Like it's like a, things you say to yourself, things that you reaffirm into your mind. That is an affirmation. And at an advanced point, what I do a lot with a lot of clients that are kind of already after that point where they're doing affirmations on things that they're already kind of working on. Their mind is already like working on it, and them doing it is kind of like a reverse. I do like agreement, which is like a double affirmation. So it's like, I already know that this is what it is. And that's just like a double, that's like, I don't know if you guys know like what double disassociating does, but that's like a double affirmation. So I don't know if you guys are at that stage yet, but a lot of different ways to look at it. I would say if in the beginning, yes, do it, but you're always gonna have to do affirmations in some way, shape, or form. So the most powerful fucking people, the reason that they're so powerful is because they have the most powerful frame. And the affirmations that you say to yourself is the frame of your mind. So if you're like I low key, it's like 11. I don't know if I want to do this, or like I'm like out here, like I don't know if I feel like working or whatever. Actually, wait, I can work at any fucking time. I have endless energy. All right, let me go ahead and kill this shit. That's an affirmation. So you guys need to become so conscious about the affirmations you're making yourself, because you're automatically doing them. You saying I'm tired isn't a fucking affirmation, which you don't want to have. So if you're aware of those agreements you say to your mind, then you can be like, I'm tired. What's like, hold up, nah, I'm a fucking beast. Let me just finish this work. Like I'm tired. Like bro, let me just finish the work. So it's the same thing with, it's just the mental frame. So what I was going back on the visualization part and all that. So self suggestion, two forms. There's one forcing it, staying in the mirror, screaming out loud, or just all throughout the day. That's self suggestion. And I'm going to go into how all of these impact you.
Really quick, just to chime in on what you were saying earlier, is when you're like going about affirmations, right? So it's kind of how you view yourself. So the lowest point in my life was waking up every single day, and I would constantly tell myself negative things, repetitive negative thinking patterns, and I constantly would reaffirm myself in my mind, not in a conscious way. It was more of like a, oh my god, this, I'm so that. So if you like, genuinely, everybody think to yourself, right now, evaluate who you are, and don't give a fuck what other people think. What do you think about yourself? What do you guys think about yourself? Genuinely sit down and think, bro, do you guys think, like, do you think you're that guy? Can you do what you say you want to do? If you have a goal, do you genuinely think you can get there? Because if you don't, if you really deep down don't, which a lot of people don't, right? If you genuinely don't think you can fucking get there, then you need to change that. You're not going to get there if you don't think you can get there. 100% positive, then you have some reflecting to do.
So, hey, that's exactly right. So that's something. Reflection. Not even touching on what he said, because he knows his audience. He knows exactly what you guys need to hear more. But reflection, bro. Like the more you reflect, that's literally the difference between people who are at the highest level and people who are not. People who are at the highest level are constantly fucking reflecting, and people who are not, what are they doing? They're just so unself-aware. They're just going through like another day, to this, to that, to this, to the phone, to the fucking food, to this, to, like zero fucking reflection. And the people who don't even need to reflect anymore, they constantly optimize, constantly reflect on the next level. So back to what I was saying.
We got 2 questions in the chat. Connor says, my question for the speak.
Can I get into those right after finishing the subconscious thing?
How long is that gonna, like, is that real quick?
Like 3 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Just so you guys have a full picture, because yeah, if you guys don't do this, it's pretty retarded. So so okay, there's the affirmations part, self-suggestion. Then there's visualization, one way to do it. Another way, people don't talk about goals. Like why are goals so powerful? You're not always thinking about your goals. You're not always like, wait, I forgot my goals to make this much money. Wait, I'm going to work. Are you really thinking about that every time you do the right thing? No. What goals are they planting something in your subconscious? There's also hypnosis. There's also many other forms of shifting your subconscious mind. All right. So what this does, and if you guys are not doing this, it's really stupid, because what this does is 95% of the decisions you make come from your subconscious mind, and the other 5% come from your conscious mind. So as much as you can have the most powerful mindset, like that's only going to be when you're conscious. That's only going to be when you have to be faced at that moment with, all right, I'm going to fucking do it, or I'm going to say this right thing right here consciously. But every other time you're not. If you build your identity, if you program yourself to what you want to get and being the person that you want, it's not just about going ahead, and it's not just about like all your thoughts and all your decisions will be bringing you towards that. It then becomes auto suggestion. So auto suggestion is when it's just like normal, like it automatically, it's like, oh, I should do this, or automatically I should say this. So to give you guys an idea, people talk a lot about manifesting. What is manifesting? You plant something in your mind, or you pray for this, or you write this thing down, or you whatever. And then you think about this all the time. What happens? You end up getting there, and you end up getting this thing. Just somehow you're in the right place, you say the right thing, the right person comes. Okay, that's a law of the universe. Yeah, it's true. Law of vibration is true. But also, you want to look at it scientifically from your mind. You plant the seed, you plant the dock, you plant the target, and your mind ends up auto suggesting you to do everything, going out on this day, meeting this right person, listing this right product, doing everything right, selling at this time. Everything you can imagine in any industry, just boom, comes out at the right time. You end up making all the right decisions, thinking all the right thoughts, putting yourself in the right positions. You end up getting this thing. You can either say, oh, I manifested this. You can either say, oh, I programmed myself to do this. They're all right. These are all laws of the universe for a reason, because they're 100% fucking facts. All right. So if you guys are not playing by these laws, then you're not going to fucking win. That's literally what it is. So all you guys need to be, working on your subconscious, on your identity in some way, shape, or form, from the ways I mentioned. The more, the better. Just said. is that now that I have a better idea of where you guys are at right now, it's a lot of also like because you want to prove to yourself that you're working hard. You want to prove to yourself that like, yeah, I'm doing these things. I'm grinding on the business and I'm doing all that. But he talked about like just doing the things that will make you move forward. Here's how you can actually identify what that is. So whatever, like really boil it down to the 80-20 principle where it's like, if I just do these things, how will everything fall into place? Like, what are the highest leverage activities? So you guys also right now should probably differentiate if you want to be 10 times more effective on what am I doing that will just makes me feel more productive compared to what am I doing, which actually, if I do this every day, like it's inevitable for me to hit these goals. So reverse engineer them. So you get your goals. I want to make this much money and everything, but then turn them into process goals. That means that I'm doing this amount of things per day. That means that I'm doing that. I'm listing this amount. I'm checking this. Like, make sure you're hitting those every single day because if you're just trying to be productive, if you're just trying to, you know, like I'm an entrepreneur, right? I'm doing this work. I'm watching these videos. I'm just doing all these little tasks. Then just to make yourself happy, then that's like something I kind of got past, which is like, bro, all that fucking matters is that I'm like doing the things that move me forward.
He asked was, how often should one reflect, and how do you go about it?
Yeah, so like you can set up reflection periods which are easy, right? You can like in the morning maybe reflect, at night reflect, all that. But I would say it's overall about kind of it's a lifestyle change, right? If you're on the plane, if you're in the car, if you're at the gym, if you're walking around, are you like scrolling on your phone and like let me pass time? Or are you like really thinking? Like I saw a story Smith put out where he was like it was like a orthodox thing where he was like I'm listening to this like chanting in the gym and bro, I listen to fucking like classical music in the gym, I listen to rap in the gym, I listen to Marcus Aurelius meditations in the gym, books, like all that. So my point is it's like a lifestyle change. If I'm in the plane, I'm not just like watching like let me just pass the time, right? Let me just do all this so I can just get there and then when I land I'll just walk there and then I'll go here and I'll just do that. I'm like reflecting so much. And when your mind becomes golden, when you change the person that you are and the way you think, you're not gonna try to shy away from being inside your own mind. Like
Yeah, so
most of you guys don't see my friend is agreeing with me because literally most people, the reason they can't be by themselves, the reason they don't want to reflect is because they don't want to face certain things. Their mindset is so fucked that like they don't want to go ahead and do that. But the only reason you guys are going to be able to look at it and change it is by getting to that next level of awareness. So on a day-to-day basis, whatever moments that you're not actively doing inputs and outputs and doing the work itself, it's like an automatic reflection. You guys need to be in a high awareness state, man. Like first order principles and all that. But actually, to kind of give you something which that will make more sense to you, Daniel, is it's not just also about like sitting there like looking at the wall or like let me just think, journal open, like think, because then you're gonna kind of be stuck. So you want to be able to be moving, you like doing your shit, but listening. You want to listen. You want to listen to yourself. You want to
Daniel,
listen to man, you want to listen to God. You want to do all that.
you want to
So
go into it with the intention of reflection. So let's say you want to fix something, right? So let's say you're feeling a little tired, right? Let's say you change up your routine and you add an hour of sleep, right? So you go into that with the intention every single day, okay, I get this extra hour of sleep. And then on the 7th day, you sit down and you write down, okay, was it high leverage? Did it actually work? Was it worth the extra hour? Or can I use that 60 minutes and implement it elsewhere to where it's more it's higher leverage, where I can actually make more progress. So when you do it, don't just like every week sit down and think, but go into it with the intention.
Yeah, dude, intention is everything. Like 100%. Two, two easy framework first principles where you guys will 100% understand this now. One, listen more. All right. There's you probably think of the poor person praying, right? Please, please give me this. But then there's also the Chad, which is like, okay, God, what should I do? I got it. I'll do this. So listen more than praying. That's like a little uh, visual representation. But the point is, all throughout your day, listen to yourself because your conscious is always going to tell you the right thing. The conscious is going to tell you the right things. People online are going to tell you the right thing. And it's just about not always having empty space where you're just crowding your mind, but straight up, like I said, listen to yourself. Be extremely aware. Awareness comes from things like meditation. Awareness comes from things like being sober, not going on your phone, just actually being present, actually just being it, like doing the work itself will get you into a flow state that when you're done with the work, you'll automatically know the answer that you were trying to think about 2 days ago because you were so busy during that time. Whereas if you just try to sit there and force it, you won't find it. That's the law of psychocybernetics. If you guys
Yeah.
read that book, I would all highly recommend it. You need to kind of plant the idea. What do I really want to? What's X that I want to solve for? Now, fucking get closer to that. Get in the flow state. Have your mind flow, and then the answer will be found. So that's actually a better way to reflect.
Yeah.
Is try to find X. This is what I need to find. This is what I need to get done, and then go throughout your life. Be on the frequency of the person that finds this answer, and you will actually find this answer. It's gonna boom. It's gonna download. So that's step one. Listen and find X to solve for. Number two is being able to now apply this because a lot of people listen, but they never apply. So they listen to themselves. They listen to good advice. They listen to this call. They listen to their intuition. I should make this decision. I should quit this thing. I should make this crazy change in my life. Bet you just fucking listen to a call of consciousness and all that. You're listening to good advice, but now you're not applying it. So you need to become a beast at fucking applying these things. Like you literally need to make it like a non-negotiable that now that you're able to identify what is and what isn't a right what isn't and what and you'll feel what it is a right kind of thing to make a step on. You need to actually now be like, okay, now let me move forward with this. This is where it's like it's not crowding your mind, but it's basically if you do step one and you do step two, you solve for X. Your mind finds the answer to itself throughout someone else telling it to you. And if you never plant X, I need to figure this out. And someone tells you something, it might just go over your head. But because you realize I need to figure this out through reflection, and you're going through your day to day, someone gives you this advice, you're able to connect them together and be like, okay, let me do this. And then you need to solve for it. Then you need to actually do the work and then make it happen. So you get those 2 to 3 steps right. You will just be a constant. I don't know if you guys know Ray Dalio, but he has this model where it's like this. You'll just be a constant boom, 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 and you'll be manufacturing your own reality, and you'll be growing 10 times faster than linear and most people who never reflect and never go through that process I just told you.
More question. He goes, how to increase vibration?
How to increase vibration? Okay, so that's
I think I have a.
I'll say two things. One, in terms of how do you increase your vibration, it's so you can do things that increase your vibration. You can automatically get on that state. And I'll say this, everybody after this call, you can or right now on a separate screen, you can just search up vibration chart, kind of memorize that, just so you know. It's good to know. I mean, if you want to live a good life, it's pretty good to know what emotions are high vibration. Okay, jealousy is low vibration. Okay, um, guilt is low vibration. Well, okay, so stop kind of feeling these emotions and feel more of these, and you'll feel better and you'll give off better vibes. But most of you guys, or when you search up, when I start searching how to be successful, this base shit. What comes? A lot of people say, raise your vibration, become a higher vibrational person. So I was coaching this guy, an actor, and he was like I should raise my vibration, right? I'm like, okay, well, hold on. What do you really want? Dude wants obviously to be very famous. He wants to make a lot of money. He wants to fuck a lot of girls. All this. I'm like, that's great, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's the highest vibration. So do you want to go towards the highest vibration, or do you want to go towards the vibration of your goals? So look at it like this. If you guys can see me. So like the chart, the high vibration chart. This is like acceptance, gratitude, all this. Low vibrations. All right, but if you want to look at it towards your goals, obviously if you go towards the good vibration, it's going to get you closer towards that. You want to go towards the vibrations of those goals. So it's the emotions and the things and the life and the decisions that that person makes that will get it. And I will say, certain things, like the most, probably just trying to be the most high vibrational person is maybe actually not the most fulfilling or I would say not desirable type of person, but what do you call it? The most great type of man, because you look at a person that people look up to a lot, right? Or let's say very successful. Let's just talk about success. Let's not judge if this guy's good or bad. Let's just talk about success. Let's say someone like Genghis Khan, right? Pretty stupid, but dude is just he's the idea of success. He's a conqueror. I wouldn't say he's a very high vibrational person. So the vibrations he feels are desire, anger, like killing people, blood. He's feeling just like power is also power. He's feeling this, he's feeling that. So those are his vibrations. Those are the way he's living. And so if he wakes up every day and he's like, I'm gonna get on the vibration, like I want to take over the world. I want to kill 10,000 people today. That's my goal. All right. Now, the vibration I gotta get on in order to achieve that goal, I gotta be angry. I gotta be I gotta be I gotta have the desire. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And he's gonna get on that vibration, and he's gonna fucking kill those 10,000 people today. And that was the pinnacle of success for him, right? Now, where people say, "Oh, like where this is where kind of a lot of business people say, I don't care about being in a high vibration." It's because of kind of what I'm talking about this. But here's how you can now apply those principles to exactly what you want. So the guy who's living in a high vibration, who's just chilling on the beach all day and just being happy, and he's just kind of living life, and he's just being peaceful, and he's just all good. Like he's he's mastered vibration. He's mastered how do I get myself in a good frequency for what he wants, which is peace. So a lot of people just master vibration for what they want, just money, the money vibration, the abundance vibration of money, the greed. Greed is a low vibration, but greed leads to more money. On and on and on. So just identify, do this practice right now, kind of think it to yourself or after this call, or for just the dude which asked this, which is what exactly do I like? I get on this, I get all my goals. Okay, I'm this dude. I'm Daniel 2.0, whoever the fuck asked that. All right. What am I feeling on a day-to-day basis? What am I feeling? Am I feeling a lot of power? Probably. Am I feeling very motivated to get up and keep working every day? Probably. Am I feeling this? Am I feeling that? Like write down those emotions, write down those vibrations. Like hold in what that feels like. And that's how you're gonna not just try to get on a high vibration, but you're gonna get on a vibration towards whatever your goals are. I would say that's something which people wouldn't tell you online, because people cannot tell you that online, because it's kind of not like the best thing to say. Especially that fucking example I just gave you guys. You guys get my point. So that's one. So search up the vibration frequency chart, kind of master that, so you can be the most aware version of yourself. Like one thing you can understand is acceptance is actually a high thing. I thought acceptance was a low frequency thing because I was accepting bad things in my life. I was like, well, I'm not going to accept those things. But then actually I realized, hold up, there's a reason it's a high vibration in the law of the universe, which is never fucking wrong 0% of the time. Is because whenever you accept that you're doing things wrong, or if you're a bad person or whatever, that's the only thing which is going to allow you to then do the right thing. So there's a reason that laws like this are 100% right. So you can actually search it up. You can learn about that. That's one. And number two, figure out what vibration you want to get on, and then manufacture your life like this. Figure out what are the things and the habits that I can do to get on that, and how I can get into that state all the fucking time. And before you know it, you're going to be living like that on that day that you set that tone, and you're going to be living the life that the person who wants that has that. That's what I did. That's what I'm doing that. And that's why I'm gonna keep on doing. And hacking, you're just hacking. You're playing by the rules, bro. It's that easy.